Hello and welcome back to another video of mine, which you can see maybe what I'm trying to do is actually going from this to this and showing you how I did this. And I stumbled upon CHEFPK's community Discord server and I somehow ended up making his thumbnail, and which is a pretty nice opportunity, and today he will use it. So first I open a new Photoshop, so I'm trying to do this very newly, showing you step by step what I did, but without going too far in. So it is somehow beginner friendly, but navigating once or twice might be good before you see my video. So just you have some background information. So first I open a new canvas with 16:9 HD canvas. So just a second, I have to save this. So let's say it's number 5. I did various versions, and if you want to change your canvas or see what your canvas size even is, you can go to image, canvas size, and then there you have it. I always do it in pixels, that's way easier for me, and you see HD 1928 1080. This is very cool, very okay. So what I'm actually drag and dropping right now is CHEFPK's original photo right here. In just a moment, it needs to load. There you go. And of course it's not the same size, so I just pull right here and make it this size. So he actually wanted that I zoom in so you don't see the green onion or this stain anymore, but when I first got the photo I wasn't sure that I had to zoom in, so I actually edited those two things away. So I'm still showing you what I did, even though you don't see it in the end, but it's a really cool technique to put things, many things away you don't want in your photo anymore. So what is this, and what I'm trying to do is, this green onion doesn't look as beautiful and those things, and I just don't want it in here. So what you can do is, to make it easier, take the elliptical marquee tool with M, draw a little circle right here, and then you go to fill. And then this here pops up, the content aware. Make sure you type in here, or you select content aware, because it does analyze the things around it and then is kind of editing this away and calculating what was there and without the onion. So you will see this in a second. The color adaptation, so everything like here. Okay, and there you go. With Ctrl D you can deselect it, and then you can see everything is perfect. Of course, if you're this far away you don't see it as much, but maybe if you're really near and you know where it was, maybe you can see where the green onion was, but before that you won't notice at all. Same thing here with the stain. You can of course go with the lasso tool as well if it's something like a shape like this. I advise that the less you select space-wise, the better, because it can be smoother, so you don't see where I did edit those things away. So looks like everything's perfect, but something's bugging me, so it's this. So I just zoomed in extra fat in here, and what I'm trying to do is with the ellipse tool also go in here, and then again use content aware, and as many times as you need to, but the smaller you go, the safer you are. So I just want to go with every stain alone, like here. Looks better, looks better. Of course you can use the stamp tool as well, or yeah, that's how it's called, healing brush. So the healing brush, oh, only J, okay, perfect. It's also a very cool tool, but I would just advise it as well for mini things or mini stains. it, it's more accurate either way. So you go from this. And I use the round one as well. I think that's much better. Or the lasso tool, that's good too. Like this. Let's see if this works. If you select something bigger, yeah. You see, the good thing is, yeah, it's away, but it kind of smudged it, so you don't want it. That's why I always try to keep the selection as small as possible to make it much, much better and accurate. So let's go in here. Let's look from afar. It looks cleaner, but still. So having an eye for details is somehow important, and someone like me who gets triggered by those little things as well, it kind of helps, because you notice those things and then you start thinking, it doesn't look so right. This one looks much better, it looks much cleaner, but still you've got some pixels here which don't look that nice, so let's go in here again. It always depends on what you are using it for. So this is a thumbnail. Normally you don't see that many details from close up normally, but if there are people on the TV, for example, they might see even more, so it won't hurt to feel free and do this. So I think this is more or less enough and good enough as well. Yes, better. So now it's all cleaned up, and now you have a clean plate to work on. Of course, like I said, it's more zoomed in, so and now you can see the yummy crispy food perfectly into focus. So the next thing I did was actually editing the background away from the characters I chose. No worries, the credits are in the link in the description. So we have here Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Just make it a bit bigger, so yeah, that's good. And then I did cut it out, or I did cut the background from her out. And sometimes it really helps that I have empty layer here. Yeah, that's perfect. So it really helps when the background is like red or green or something like that, because I can see the contrast when I do cut out this kind of photo. It just helps seeing fragments and those things. And there are many ways to cut the background away. So what I did first, even though it doesn't help maybe too much, but for me it does help a lot actually, or I think it does help a lot, is with the quick selection tool. If we select Nezuko here, so all this is selected right now, and with Alt you have minus, so you can select less since I only want her. And now what you can do is go to select, inverse, and then delete. And now we have her cut out. Of course not perfectly, so here we go with the erasing this by mouse. So just to show you how you can do it, there are many ways to do it. This is how I do it actually, so depends on how fast you need to be and how much time you have. Maybe in this case we don't have as much time as we want, so this is really good for quick and dirty. Also, you don't have to go into much detail, since in a thumbnail you don't see that much detail, like I said before. In case you're wondering how I end up making a thumbnail for a YouTuber, I am surprised as well as you are. It was actually for me pretty coincidence and really a good opportunity and time. I am searching for series right now because I am before end of year, like September, August, something along the lines there. I am actually graduating from my studies, and I am happy to have some references actually, and it just came across in the community. Discord, so I'm in a lot of Discord servers, so the only tip I can get you is be in a lot of Discord servers with nice people, and maybe someday, just like that, you can have nice people talking to you, or suddenly you can design a thumbnail for someone. So depends on your luck, I guess. So finished. I think this is good enough for now, for quick and dirty. Place her the way you want her to be, and like this. Good. Now Tanjiro, adding Tanjiro as well, right in here. There we go. Now you can see a difference when I do pick up Nezuko. Oh, wait a second. Nezuko or Tanjiro. If you do Ctrl T, you can see the wireframe they are being surrounded with. Actually, come on, Ctrl T, like this. This is smaller and this is bigger. The reason here is I did save the versions where I did cut out the background from Tanjiro and Nezuko, and I had a composition or canvas size rather, it was this big actually, so it is something it did save as like this, so you don't have to worry, that's all good. Now I can make him a bit bigger maybe, something like this, since he's the big brother, and go like this, and then we have it. Now, as you can see, maybe in here, I do have stars and those thingies in here. I did those in Illustrator, which I really like to use for logos or just flyers and just for fun actually. So it's like a Photoshop but with vector graphics. So just the completely opposite. Also the color range is not RGB but CMYK, so cyan, magenta, yellow, black. K is for black. And then there are other color ranges. You can still put those together, there's no problem of showing the wrong color at all, so the yellow in Illustrator doesn't appear as red in Photoshop, so you don't have to worry about it at all. But there we go, this is the Illustrator file I have in here. I've tried another few things with another stars, which was kind of successful. So for Nezuko, I wanted to have another star color than in Tanjiro, so just a slight difference, but nothing too magical, I guess. And how you do this is also go here onto the shape thingy and go to star tool. You can have a nice even star. If you don't press shift, this happens. So you don't have any control and it just does generate this. So, and with V you go to the Alt click. If you click on it and then Alt and then click again and move it somewhere else, you can just copy it like this. It is much faster than Ctrl V, so this is maybe a shortcut which is pretty helpful. So then what you can also do is, if you don't know where the color is, exactly this color, and you want to have this color, is select the one you want to be colored, press I, and with this pipette thingy you can go in here and then you have the same color again. I just exported those two and I did it doing it like this, export selection, and then you can select in which folder you want it and how big. So there is a scale. I just do just 2 actually. I've never done that much before, but 2 is fine, I guess. And this is it for the stars. So how did I do this then? Is the really question here. Is I clicked on the ellipse tool and did a circle-ish oval thing here. Then with Alt click you have another one. I always tend to use different colors here since I really want to see something, and then is select both of them, both of them, and then you press Shift M. I'm just showing you the shortcut, it's not like I don't know it, but for you, Shift M, like this. And now you can subtract or duplicate those shapes. So if you duplicate, this is one shape, but if, as you can see, you lost one color and it's all just yellow, which I don't want. I just want to lose this fragment here. Oh, I have to reselect them. Control M and minus this, and there we go. Then again, Alt click, then another color as well as here, and then going like this. I just noticed that I actually took a sphere or ellipse here to cut it out and not another one, so again, excuse me, like this, and then minus. There we go. Now you can export it as well, and in which colors you ever want, and there you have it. And the good thing is, when you export it and those things, you can actually just put it in right in here in a layer. So let's try and get one star right here by drag and drop. That's all okay. I made it a bit smaller. I just need to re-see how I did it in here, so I have more or less the accurate re-edited thing there. Then okay. Then copy, of course, the layer again, so you have a second one. With Ctrl T, you can do other things as well. For example, also flip horizontally, which I really want to do right now, and make it a bit bigger. So export as. And say for wrap that is gray, and you can choose it for whatever reason it is. You can do it like this as well. Please take PNG and not JPEG, because in JPEG you have compression and the color range is much less. So you can work more freely as a VFX artist with the PNG version than the JPEG version. So if you have a camera, please set it to PNG or TIFF or just other formats, but not JPEG. JPEG is not something I would recommend for working something like this or for editing in general. So if you are video taking something or recording, you always take MOV formats, for example, or QuickTime files. That's also okay. And then in the end, before you upload it to YouTube, it is MP4, and this is good. But if you take something else, that's gonna be a bit problematic. Then you don't have to set up anything in here. That's all good, and then you can just export it. And I have a thumbnail already ready, but still 5. Normally you should also name your layers, which I'm actually not doing right now because I am a bit too lazy. But here you can see it's Tanjiro, so that should be okay. This is the standard name for the things I did export from Illustrator, so this is okay, this is good. And here we are Nezuko, so all plausible for now. And then what we actually do is also go to Davinci Resolve, and there we have some color grading to do. So until it does set up, I can tell you what this is, or for what we need it is actually manipulating the colors. And this is why it is really important to have a PNG file, for example, because you have a really wide range of colors. For example, if it's just a red tone, you can have various red tones and saturated, desaturated, and everything. So it is really important to have footage or just an image like this. So I will start here also from new, but I will also first show you what I did. You know the end result, but just the list here. And what is this? Those are presets. So when I did color grade and said, okay, this is a really nice thing, you can go with grab still, and here pops up a new still. So a new thing you can export as a PNG, and I can upload as a thumbnail. So you don't have to go to deliver. Normally, if you have a video file or something like this, you can go to deliver. Don't take JPEG, no matter if there's 2000 or something like this. And then you could go to QuickTime or AVI, so this is all okay. But this is not something we need actually, since we are only exporting a PNG file. So going back, you can actually go also in here and find your things, which is okay. So something like this. I think I have to blur out something, since some things are a bit private. So right now we have the thumbnail 5 almost finished, so you drag and drop it like here. You can also do a new bin if you are an organized person. So let's say thumb 5 and put it right in here, which is really good. And then Control Save, because you never know. Then you go to the cut page and put it in here. And now it looks like a video right now, because normally if you have a picture, a still picture, it does generate 5 seconds, like a mini video. So don't worry about it at all, since we can just export the still. So now we go to the color page. And the good thing is right now, when you are always in this project, in this very same project, yes, I have a typo, please don't mention it in here, is that this still is being saved as a preset. And now, as you can see, it goes on from like this and this and this. And you can also apply the grade, which is really cool. So now it's not definitive this color right now. It's just showing you what it could be looking like. But also you can have an image wipe right here, and then you can kind of compare, okay, I like the right one, I like the grade, so I just want to take this grade. So this is a really cool, just grab in here, if right click, you can go all the way here. But since I don't want it anymore, it's okay, you don't have to pay attention anymore, sorry. So let's say it was this grade that we really want. I did save a lot, as you can see, which looks a bit similar. This is something else. You can just, if you go in here and delete, you don't have this anymore. So this is before and after. So, and now I want to apply this, and you can just go to play grade, and there you have it. But since I don't want that, and to show you how I really did that is, well, first again apply the grade, sorry, I just have to show this list to you, is you have notes in here, and I did give them names, of course. Is this is the original, so this is something the template, I don't really do anything in there. And then go to Luminance and change the luminance, so this is the thing in here. You can see it later then when I'm really doing it. Here is the offset, where I did offset the colors. If offset is something like you can just juggle if the colors, it doesn't show like that, okay. I can show you later, that's not the problem. Then with gain, which is in here, mid detail is something here, and that's the end result then. So now we can go back, and I will start from new again. Maybe it won't look 100% the right way anymore, since I can just work accurately like that, but that's okay. So going to Luminance, with Alt S you can do a new note. Actually, I did place the shortcut Q for just giving the notes some names. So I think it is something else. This is just something I did customly, so you have to watch out for that. And for luminance, I did take it from around here and here. You can of course experiment, so I can show you how it looks like if how much light you have. So this is a bit too much, too much, too much. This is a bit too less, I think, personally. So adding a bit more, and here you can see also how the colors behave. So the red channel, the green channel, and how high up this is. So you can also do it by channels, just the red channel for example, or just black and white channel, or the green channel, the blue channel. So you can go ahead and do this, and if you do this more, you have more red, which looks a bit negative of course, and this is how you do it. I just don't actually edit the various channels separately, so I just took a bit of light, and here also you can have more or less light, but just in another way, so you can see. So just comparing from this to this to this to this. So I just a bit feeling time for me actually, and not really explaining much what I did. I'm sorry if you don't follow along the way. So this is finished, and when I finish something, I do another note and give it another name. So let's say offset was the next one, I think. You can do it in another stepwise as well, so you just do something like how you want it to do, so no worries around there. I just prefer to do it my way, and that's okay. And if you think there's another way to do it better, or if it suits you better, go ahead. So offset, I think this is a bit plain looking, or too less emotions, too less saturated, so I want to go to a bit warmer direction right here. But this is of course too much, and if you've done something too much, you can just go back right in here, and you can see if you go too much to bluish, the blue channel goes all the charts up, and the other ones are just staying like this. And I really want to go a bit around here to make it a bit more better, lighter. And for me this is more like natural makeup, so I don't want to color grade this too much and make it too extreme. So something like that looks solid, welcoming, and of course welcoming to click on. And the next one I think was gain, where I manipulate the color again just for a warmer direction, but this is all too much actually. I'm even not sure if I should edit this. So even though you can do all the things you want here, it doesn't mean you have to use every lever. So I want to go maybe, no, this is too much again. Something like this. As you can see, it's not that much, but it still makes a big difference, of course. Then what I did was, let's go to shadow. So in here, how much light and how much shadow you've got. I'm going all the way from, let's see, 50 is good also. This is a bit not that much. So you always have to re-see and see, do you really like it or is it too much? So I really want to go -50. I think this is good. And I do that for every node. I just do just one thing. So I'm not doing this thing and this thing, because I think it doesn't really make things easier and, let's say, chronicle as well, so you just get confused by the time. So this is not something I would recommend. And then we have lift, where you can just lift all the colors, as you can see also in here, just dancing, I guess. But I don't think I want that too, so let's see if I can do something with the temperature. Like 1000, I guess. It doesn't look that good. So I rename it to temperature, to be honest, or to be precise. And this is more like, you can see it even here, even though it's small, like the Kelvin Celsius things, where you can just go from very reddish light to very cold, and I don't want it to be cold at all, so let's just stay with the 500 more or less. And I already think this is okay, but I still want one note more, and this is really an important one, even though of course it is really important that the original footage has as much as crispiness as it can get, of course, but sometimes it is a bit better using the mid detail. I use it really for 100%, so you can see things in here. You can here do also motion blur, so the base is 0, and from there you can go more or less. So this is really blurry and dreamy, and this is really crispy. And with 0, just to have something to compare, it's like this. So it is looking better with the mid details. So like more than this, I can't make the footage more crispier, unfortunately, even though I want to. So right now this is finished. This is all good. This is all I want. This is perfect. Of course, I can go ahead and maybe do something with the saturation in here. But I think this is already too much, so I would just let it be. Also, you can do with hue, but this is just another color, as you can see, which I really don't want to, because it looks like you took drugs. So no. No to drugs and no to this. And now you're finished, and you say, okay, you want to export it, you want the PNG to export for the thumbnail. So now what you can do is to grab still, like in here, and it generates that, and now you can just export it. And just like that, maybe of course go to PNG, not JPEG, PNG file, and then you can make anything you want. Let's say finished, and there you have it. It is of course finished, and you are good to go. So it looks like this. This is the thing no, this is the wrong one, sorry. What's this one? So this is the end result from the time where I got even more time to do the color grading more properly, of course, and this is the finished version of the explanatory. So it is pretty similar, but still not very same. This is why I recommend when you do a still or something like this, please just grab the still and save the still. Of course, you can just apply the still, so like here, and then you have all the notes which you used. So this is the video. I hope you really did like it. I think it is a bit a long video, so I'm trying to edit it as much as I can. But I still wanted to have something solid, and I am happy to say that CHEFPK, as he said, when he has time, he will upload this thumbnail on his newest video. Please check out his new video. So hope you have a nice Sunday. Even doesn't matter which time zone, just have a nice Sunday, and I hope I see you next week. Goodbye.